are underway. What is the most important thing the Broncos have to do with Peyton Manning during this time frame?
Well, I think the most important thing will be for his teammates to understand the tempo with which Peyton Manning practices and plays. I think when you watch a quarterback operate and get in and out of the huddle and be up at the line of scrimmage doing everything that Peyton will do, it's important that the 10 other guys that are out on the field understand that and are on the same page. So I think that'll be key. And then from a physical perspective for Peyton, let's face it, he's getting up there in age. He's been on pitch counts before as he's gone through the offseason. So just monitoring how much Peyton's throwing and working this time of year, because even though you want him to do well now, it's more important for him to be feeling good in January than he is right now.
Safe to say the intensity with which he works is something these players have never been around before. All right, 8 wins was good enough for the Broncos to win the division last season. Right now, it's never too early. Predict how many wins you think they get in 2012.
Listen, I think they're a 10-win football team with Peyton Manning. You just look at the AFC West. It's not a division that anyone really scares you. You can easily make the argument that he's the best quarterback in the division, even with Phillip Rivers there. So I don't think it's out of being a realistic expectations for the Denver Broncos to be a 10-win football team, which is interesting because just a couple of years ago they were bad on both sides of the football. So I think Peyton Manning is good enough to get you at least 2 more wins.
From a man starting his 15th NFL season to a man starting his 2nd. We'll segue there from Peyton Manning to Cam Newton. There are always questions about quarterbacks potentially going through that sophomore slump. Well, Panthers coach Ron Rivera, he isn't really concerned about that. Here's what he recently told the Charlotte Observer. I will say this about a quarterback slump, a sophomore slump. If there's anybody that's going to work through it, he is going to work through it. I think that's the thing. Instead of running from it, saying, oh, I hope it doesn't happen, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to let it happen. I think that is his approach to the sophomore slump, end quote. So, Tim, what specifically does Newton need to do to avoid this altogether?
Well, I think if there was one area of his game a year ago that you would look at and say, well, he can improve that, it's protecting the football. Not necessarily in terms of fumbles, but throwing interceptions. And if you look at when he turned the football over, it was when they were behind in games, where they were down late, and then it was at that point where you saw his decision-making change. He was more careless with the football, took more chances with the football, and really tried to do too much, tried to be Superman, tried to be the guy to totally change everything. And I think you get into bad habits doing that. As you see this here, in terms of where his interceptions came, 17 of them came in losses. All 17 of them came in every game that they lost. So, when I look at where he can improve, it's in that area. When you're down, not feeling like you have to be the one that brings the team back. Now, the thing that I really believe works in his favor is his unique skill set. I mean, let's face it, he's one of the more talented goal line runners in the National Football League. A lot of times you'll see quarterbacks struggle in the red zone. Because he's such a threat as a designed runner in those scenarios, that should help him also as a passer in those areas, because you have to defend both. It's no different in third down situations when it's in third and 3rd and 3 to 5, something like that, because you have designed runs for Cam. So I'm kind of on the same, page with Ron Rivera in that I don't see a sophomore slump coming for Cam Newton.
And oh, by the way, he was a rookie. He's going to make mistakes. There's always a lot to work on. Electrifying, though, in that rookie season, to say the least. Tim Hasselbeck back a little bit later on SportsCenter to talk about a receiver who one coach says, quote, has the best hands I've ever seen. The answer might surprise you, too. Thanks, Tim.